Hello everyone, it's me again, your boy, doing some insights on the Destruction Warlock this time, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna be talking a little bit about Destruction Warlock for the World Within 11.05. I think this spec doesn't get a lot of love and recognition, but it can be really fun. You can do some really big kicks, big chaos balls hits, playing Destro. So yeah, TV for my friend Casey. So I hope that it is helpful, brother. Let me get to the training dummies here. This is the build I'm playing, by the way. Destro Hellcaller, which it is pretty much the same as usual, which is building shards, soul shards, so you can use your spells. So you can use your spells that consume soul shards, which is chaos bolts and shadow burn. So first, for PvP, so what I like to do, either in arena or battlegrounds, is I like to apply at least 3 targets with my wither, you know, because playing Hellcaller, you have this cooldown, which is a really short cooldown, only 1 minute, and it's like a really good way to start building your your soul shards for free, pretty much. So, wait, another thing before I start is that playing Hellcaller, you don't really have Immolate anymore. You have Wither. Wither is like Immolate. It has the same effect. You apply the dot. Each time the dot ticks, it's gonna be getting you soul shards, and it increases on the more targets you have, you know. So it is really good, and it does a decent amount of damage, you know. Literally, just from having Wither on a few targets, my damage is going like 400k DPS just from Wither. I mean, these targets don't have versatility, of course, but still, you know. So yeah, like the whole idea in the study is to apply Wither a few targets, 1, 2, 3, and then you press Malevolence. Malevolence will increase the stacks of the Wither, like for the amount of 6 actually, 6 count, you know. And then you can also refresh the duration, you know. Like, one thing for you to know is that you don't get a stack just from pressing the Wither, you know. Like, it will just get increased stacks from the damage that you do on the target. So you can keep that in mind. A couple ways to apply Wither is, you know, usually in the regular Wither, or also using Cataclysm. Cataclysm is a 30 second CD, and it's like an AoE Wither. That actually also does a decent amount of damage. Let me see how much it was. 300k, non-crit. Almost 400k actually. Really good, you know? So yeah, you want to start the combat applying Wither on a couple targets, 2 or 3 if it's possible, and then use Malevolence just to get the damage rolling. Yeah. What else? Okay. So the damage burst. You have, you know, this cooldown, Malevolence, you know, making your Wither kinda burst. And then your other big cooldown is your Infernal. Infernal does a lot of damage, AoE and single target as well. And it's also like a stun that it has a different diminishing return. So for example, if I press Shadow Fury, which is the only stun that I have as Destro, you know, the Shadow Fury is gonna last for like 3 or 4 seconds, you know. And then if I use my Infernal, the duration is also 2 seconds, you know. Like, what I'm trying to say is that Infernal and any other stun don't share diminishing return. you know? So you can actually full kidney into a full Infernal stun, which is really good. And yeah, look, Infernal is doing some big damage here. Look, just from the Infernal, this is crazy, okay? Infernal is just doing by itself 100k DPS, you know? That's without Wither or anything, you know? So, okay, Wither, Infernal, sorry. You wanna, before you start casting Chaos Balls, you wanna use your Conflagate charges. The reason is that every time that you use Conflagate, you get a charge of Black Draft, which increases the cast speed of your Chaos Balls or your Incinerates, which is really, really nice. Yeah. So the whole point of playing Destro right now, playing Destro right now is to have a Wither in multiple targets, so you can, you know, be ramping up your soul shards, and then use your instants. Conflagate, Shadowburn, Incinerate. Incinerate also does a decent amount of damage, 600k each. And it will also build you soul shards, you know? So for example, this is the combo of damage that I would do. Apply Wither, use one Conflagate, Chaos Bolts. And then you can also use your Dimensional Rifts, that they also do like a really decent amount of damage, and they are also instant, you know? So if you wanna just burst them, if you wanna burst someone down instantly, engage combat, Wither, Infernal, double Conflagate, triple Dimensional Rift, and spam Chaos Bolts and Shadowburns with the soul shards that you have available. Yeah, that's pretty much the combo for, you know, to do big damage on someone in AoE. In single target. If you wanna do damage AoE, what you could do is, especially in Battlegrounds BGs, you can apply Wither on multiple targets with Cataclysm, or, you know, just normally apply Wither on the target, and then you use Malevolence. 1 minute cooldown kinda makes the Malevolence, kinda makes the Wither explode. Look, Malevolence, it did almost 2 million damage here. You know, so it's not bad at all, really good. Another way to do AoE is that you have Havoc. Havoc works the same as usual. So what Havoc does is that it's a 30-second CD, and every time that you apply Havoc on someone and then you hit someone else, the target that has Havoc applied will also get hit, but all of the single target spells that you're using on the second target by 60% of the amount. So this is how it works, okay? So let me apply Wither for a second here. I'm gonna apply Havoc on this guy, actually on this guy, okay? And I'm gonna be doing single target here, okay? So you can see I'm pressing Conflagate and it's hitting both. Shadowburn is hitting both targets, just because this guy has Havoc. He's also getting hit by my single target spells. It works with Shadowburn, Conflagate, Incinerate, and Chaos Balls, as well as Coil. I just wasted my coil, but I'll show you here in a second. So if you wanna double coil people, let's say that this is a healer and this is a DPS. You can actually coil both. You can havoc the healer and then press coil on the DPS, and they will both get coil. That's the ideal combo for you to be using coil, because coil is a really powerful spell. It is pretty much like a stun. It can be dispelled, but it is a horrified that doesn't break to damage. You can kill people during coil, you know? Yeah, let me show you. I apply Wither here, and then I'm gonna press Havoc on this guy, and I'm gonna coil this guy. And you see, they both got coil here. I can cast Chaos Bolts, they are both getting Chaos Bolts. Double Incinerate, double Chaos Bolts. Actually, my Havoc ran out, but yeah, you get the idea. So if you wanna kill like at least 2 people, you wanna play havoc on the second target and hit the other one. Look, you also have these procs, which will make your Chaos Ball super fast, which is insane. This is like the best feeling actually, having like a proc of Chaos Balls. And this happens like every time that you use Soul Shards. When you get to spend 15 soul Shards, your next Chaos Ball will be, it's not instant, but it's really fast. It's a really fast cast. Let me show you here. Let me spend my Soul Shards here really quick. But yeah, like it is not confusing. Like the first criteria that you want to have by playing Destro is to have your Wither in multiple targets, so you are creating your so you're building up your soul shards, right? And then another thing, if you're getting hit by someone, remember that you can slow them with Curse of Exhaustion. It will make them slow, and you can actually increase the effect of your curses. You have 3 curses, which is Exhaustion, which reduces the movement speed, Curse of Tongues, which reduces the casting speed, and you also have Curse of Weakness. Okay. You have Amplify Curse every 45 seconds, which will make these curses really, really strong. So if you amplify the Exhaustion, the movement speed will be decreased 70% by the target. Usually it's 50%, but with the amplify is 70%. Increases an extra 20%. The Curse of Tongues reduces the casting speed by 40%. Actually, okay, that's because I'm playing this, I think. Let me see. Okay, the Curse of Tongues actually really aids for casters. I don't think it's 70% less haste, but it's like their spells take a lot longer to be casted and stuff. Their globals too, I think, it's really good. So yeah, I remember that you have that. And for the Curse of Weakness, it actually makes the target immune to critical hits, physical critical hits. Usually this reduces like the melee attack, either Hunter, Warriors, Rogues, Windwalkers, mainly physical spells. Also DKs and Red Paladins as well. Reduces their physical damage by 20%, but if you apply Curse of Amplify Curse to the Curse of Weakness, it will make them immune to critical hits, which is really, really strong, especially versus Fury Warriors or what else, Mars Machine Hunters, something like that, Rogues too, Rogues Subtlety, or Outlaw as well, that they play high critical chance. So yeah, that's a little bit of your utility. Now, I'm sorry, going back to the burst rotation, it is simple. Apply Wither on multiple targets. Wither. Then I'm gonna Infernal. Then I'm gonna triple Shower Rift. Then I'm gonna a couple Conflagrates, and then I spam bolts. Big bolts. I have Soul Shards. I'm gonna spend my Shower Burns. I'm building now my Soul Shards for Chaos Balls. I'm gonna Havoc down, and I'm gonna double Chaos Ball here. And look, I got a proc from Chaos Balls, double Chaos Balls, really fast, insane, big damage, 1 million DPS, really good. If you're allowed to cast as a Destro log, you actually do the biggest damage, which is really, really fun. Also, like it might seem that 1 million DPS is not that crazy, but it is different. I don't know how to explain it, but when you're able to free cast as a Destro, like getting like 1 Chaos Ball, it can be like half of their HP, It can actually be all the modifiers combined, because let me see. So the biggest hit here was 1.5 million, but I don't know how to explain it. There's probably one modifier here that I'm not really aware of. But if this guy were to be a target, like a regular player, I swear that getting one Chaos Ball off when you have like a Reef, when you have like your Wither ticking, when you have a Conflagate dot and stuff, you know, like it could actually take like half of their HP just from one Chaos Ball, or at least that's what it feels like, you know. So yeah, like Destro for VGs and stuff, I think is really fun because, you know, like you can actually just play to kite, you know. You can actually play from the back and try to just kill and one shot the closest person to you, and just hit the closest. Yeah, or you know, if they are not focusing you, you can, you know, go a little bit more in, just play in, and yeah, like I don't know, just apply Wither on everybody, build soul shards, and start spamming your chaos balls. Remember that every time that you press your conflagate, you get this buff, Black Draft, which increases the cast spell of your soul fire and chaos balls by 30%. I'm pretty sure it's also for incinerate. Yeah, it's also for incinerate. So your casting spells are like increased by 30% every time that you conflagate. So keep that in mind. It is really good, you know. Chaos Ball really fast. It's like 1 second. It's really nice. Chaos Balls, Chaos Balls, Chaos Balls. I think that I just saw. You just summon a. Oh yeah, this is probably what it is. Yeah. So when you get the proc, you summon like a little demon that will also cast Chaos Balls along with you. That's why it feels like sometimes you cast a Chaos Ball and it will actually take half of their HP, which is really fucking cool. You know, because you see the hit, it is only like 1.5 million, but you see their HP going from 80% to fucking 20% or something. It's really nice. So yeah, that is the burst rotation one more time. Apply Wither, Infernal. I'm gonna Reef 3 times. And then I double Conflagate, Chaos Balls. Play Havoc, coil this guy, double coil, double Chaos Balls. Double Chaos Balls. Big damn. Double Chaos Balls all day. Apply Wither again. And then I use my Malevolence just to make the thing explode. Chaos Balls, Chaos Balls, Chaos Balls. Yeah, that's the biggest damn. 1 million DPS. But I swear that 1 million is not even accurate, because if you are able to free cast like this, you can kill people through healing, you know? You can actually just kill the enemy through healing. Another thing that I'm forgetting to mention is, you know, you have your pets. Usually Destro plays the Fell Hunter because it will give you the chance to use CS, you know, like your spell lock on the enemies. And he also gives you the chance to the Burn Magic, which is like a purge. In BGs, you don't use it a lot. It's off global cooldown, so it's not that hard, or it's not big of a deal. But you know, you have the chance to use the Burn Magic. Now, you have also the chance to sacrifice your pet. If you place Glimmer of Sacrifice, your pet will be sacrificed, but you will keep the effect of your spell lock, you know? So look, I can make my pet here. I can sacrifice it, and I get this buff. So every time that I'm doing damage, I have a chance to do some extra hits with Grimoire of Sacrifice. But I also keep the spell lock. What you pretty much lose is the fact that you don't have the Bar Magic, and you can only CS people when they are in your LOS, you know? Like for example, before, if my pet were to be here, and I'm out here, my pet can still CS the target, because my pet is in line of sight, you know? But if I sacrifice my pet and I keep my spell lock, I can only spell lock people that is in my line of sight, you know? So I lose the chance of, you know, using a spell lock behind pillars or something. So you can keep that in mind. Yeah. But yeah, that's like the damage rotation or the damage idea of doing, of killing people with Destro. Now, like I said, you have two AoEs, which is Cataclysm, that applies Wither. Wither itself, that is a dot, really decent. I think it's a really decent dot. You can apply Wither on a lot of people and you will be doing significant damage. You will also be building soul shards really fast, which will allow you to spend your soul shards in Shadowburn that hit really hard. And also, the classic Chaos Ball. Big damn. And spending soul shards will give you like the stacks to get the free, or it's not free, but the super fast Chaos Ball too. That will summon the demon and stuff. Your other AoE is your Ring of Fire. Like the proc of the fast Chaos Ball, it will also give you. It's also a proc for Ring of Fire, but I wouldn't really use it for Ring of Fire. Just for Chaos Ball, it's just way better, Just apply Wither, and double Chaos Ball, baby. Big damn! Look at this. Big damn, baby. Big damn, big damn, big damn. Big as insane. Yeah, a lot of damage. Yeah, your AoEs are Cataclysm and Rain of Fire. Your other AoE that is not really like an AoE damage, but it's like an AoE, crowd control and utility is your Shadow Fury. It will, stun people on the range that I show you there, around this. And it will stun them for a few seconds. So you have a few DRs, you have a few CC controls. You have Coil, you have Shadow Fury, you have Fear, of course. And you have your Infernal Stun. That's what you have for utility and control. Now your defensives. You have your main defensive in a sense is Dark Pact, which is a really big shield. You can see, like in here is like 3 million HP almost, but when you're like in PvP scenarios, like 4 million or something, or 5 million, I think, if you're using it on high HP. It will sacrifice 20% of your HP for like a really big shield. You can see here. So you sacrifice 20% of your current health to shield you for 200% of the amount sacrificed, and then an additional 150k for 20 seconds. You can use Dark Pact when you're stunned, and in some other CC controls, which is really, really good. Yeah, so if I get Kidney or Stormball or Hodge, you can still Dark Pact. So yeah, keep that in mind. Your second defensive, like your biggest one is Unending Resolve, which is a 3-minute cooldown, which will reduce your damage taken for 40% and will also give you Aura Mastery. So if I press Unending Resolve, my casts are not kickable. Like I am immune to being interrupted, So yeah, keep that in mind. Yeah, if you wanna get a Chaos Ball or a Fear off, if you wanna get one cast off like without having to deal with the kicks, you can press an Unending Resolve, to be immune to kicks and casts. Or just really also be aware of when you press an Resolve, so you can just free cast without having to worry about being interrupted. Your other defensive is your Nether Ward. This is a PvP talent. Yeah, I mean, if you're facing casters, it is really good because it's like a reflect from warrior, but also has another. It has like another value or use to it, because like the reflect from warrior, it will only reflect one spell, but when you have Nether Ward, you are reflecting every fear for 3 seconds. So it's not just one hit that you reflect; it's everything for 3 seconds. You can also reflect the counter spells. So for example, if you're facing like a mage, if you're facing like another warlock, if you're facing like a shaman, you can press Nether Ward, and you can just free cast without having to fake the CS, because you will reflect the counter spell. It's like yeah, like if somebody gets to, or if somebody tries to spell lock you when you have Nether ward, you will get precognition because I have the gem, like you have the gem here, precognition. You know, so if somebody misses a kick on you, you will get precognition, which will make you immune to interrupts, and it will make you immune to interrupts and CC for like 4 seconds after somebody misses a kick on you. So having another ward up and then going for a fear, if somebody tries to spell lock you when you're casting, they will give you precognition, making you immune to other interrupts and immune to CC for 4 seconds, which is really powerful for casters right now. Yeah. Another defensive that you have that I find really strong is Soul Rip. Soul Rip is also a PvP talent. It's like an AoE, you know, it's like it has like a range, it's like around you. Yeah, between like in the next 20 yards, you will make everybody do 25% less damage and receive 25% less healing for 8 seconds. This is a spell that, you know, like, for example, if the dummy here were to be a player and you use a Soul Rip, his soul will split apart and it will be like a little black bubble here that the enemy can pick up, you know. If he were to move, if this guy were to be a player and he would walk here to the black bubble that spawns here, he will pick his soul that has been ripped, you know, and he will, you know, dispel the effect of Soul Rip. But like 80%, 90% of the people, they don't do it. They don't even realize. So look, I mean, yeah, like you can see here, he's doing 25% less damage and taking 25% less healing. So it is a really cool effect, you know. It's a really powerful effect. Doing 25%, like you know, forcing somebody to do 25% less damage is really powerful. It's not for a lot of time. It's only 8 seconds, but it can save your life. You know, it's like another cool defensive. Like in BGs, for example, if you get in, you know, for example, this is what you could do in battlegrounds. You know, you can set up your port here, and let's say that the fight's happening in the road here in the middle. You can put your gateway there. Bro, let me, what? I cannot use gateway? The fuck? What? I cannot use gateway here. Okay, fuck. Let me. Fuck. Why? Huh? Fuck. Okay, let me see. I don't know why it's not letting me use gateway. Let me go outside. Fuck it. Because I want to show you. Like, you know, one scenario that you can use Soul Rip, you know, and gain with big value. In BGs, pretty much. You know, let's say that the fight is happening over here in the middle. You can put your gateway there. You can set your portal here. You can just walk in, press the Soul Rip, reduce the damage from everybody, reduce the healing taken from everybody, and then you pour back and start hitting whatever is closest. Or, you know, if they're not focusing you, you can just stay and keep doing damage, you know. Apply Wither, or you know, Cataclysm if they're stacking. Then press Infernal, then hop on one guy, hit the other guy, start spamming balls, apply all your dimensional rifts, and yeah, just with all of the soul shards that you're gonna be having from Infernal, because Infernal will also create your soul shard every second. That's why Infernal is so strong, because it does a lot of AoE damage and will also be creating soul shards for you while he's hitting something, you know, while he's burning something around. So yeah, Infernal is really strong. You know, so apply Wither on everybody, or you know, like 3, 4, 5 people, depending on how many people there's around. Malevolence, Infernal, Riff on everybody. Oh, sorry, Riff on one person. Havoc on one guy and start hitting the other guy, so you can get the double value from your Havoc spells, you know. Yeah, that's what that's the ideal scenario for you in BGs. After using Soul Rip, you know, you can use it Soul Rip later too. Just in BGs or any World PvP scenario, like the most people that you get affected with Soul Rip, the more value will you get, because it's a really powerful spell. Okay, this is another PvP talent that I use often. It is called Summon Observer. Let me see here. So this is mainly versus casters, like you summon a pet, this one, that anytime that somebody casts a spell around this guy, he will reflect like a beam to the enemy that is casting a spell in his range, It's like a Counter-Strike totem in a sense. It can also be killed. It doesn't die that easy. It takes like 2 or 3 hits. Yeah, it is really good because people will have to stop doing damage to kill the pet, or they will be like, taking a lot of damage themselves, just from the reflected damage from the observer. So yeah, those are the PvP talents that I play usually. This one is really interesting too. You can play Gateway Mastery. I cannot use Gateway, fuck. Okay, but this is what it does. So your Gateway has a longer range, so you can actually Gateway like from here pretty much to the other entry of this building, Yeah, pretty much over there. If you play that talent, increases the range of your Gateway and will also like it will allow you to use Gateway more often. Yeah, you can use Gateway 30 seconds shorter CD in a sense. Yeah. But yeah, brother, I'm gonna do the damage rotation one more time, okay? I'm gonna assume that this is like a battleground scenario. So I apply Wither. You can also do it with Cataclysm, remember, It's just that nobody's stacking for me here, so I'm just applying Wither anyway. Wither. Infernal. I apply Reefs. 2-3 Reefs. I press Havoc on this guy. I apply press Havoc there, and I'm starting doing Chaos Balls. Chaos Balls. And that's it. Try to use like Conflagate as often as you can, just so you get the fast proc of your other spells, and reapply your Wither, When Wither is falling, remember to reapply it, and then use, Havoc here, Coil here, double Coil, Chaos Balls, baby. Big Chaos Balls, double Chaos Balls, big damn. Like you can actually kill people through healing with this. It is really cool. Yeah, like for VGs, I wouldn't play the. I mean, depends. If you see that you're facing a lot of casters, this could be useful. But it's not. If not, you can also play Fell Fissure, which every time that you cast a Chaos Ball on someone, you will create like a pool in the ground that will reduce the healing taken and will also reduce their movement speed. So here, look. This is the talent Fell Fissure. This in the ground. So this guy is taking 20% less healing, and also is like moving 50% reduced speed. Like the range is really small, but it can be useful in VGs especially. So yeah. But yeah, like very basic. I'm gonna mention it one more time. Apply Wither. If people are stacking, Cataclysm is really good. Cataclysm is really good anyway because it hits decently hard, 300k. And then yeah, use your incense. Conflagate, Chaos Balls. Havoc on this guy, Chaos Balls. Double Chaos Balls. Double Shower Burns. Double Incinerates. Double Chaos Balls. Apply Wither again. keep your wither up. I forgot to use wither there. That's my mistake. Yeah, that's the whole criteria. Like in arena and shuffles, for example, when you're getting like triple melee on you, it can be really hard because as Destro, as Destro, if you don't want to, you don't really need to cast a lot. You can use your instance. But if you wanna do like really considerable damage, Chaos Ball is like your best option to kill people, you know. But you have to cast Chaos Ball. So if you have triple melee on you, it can be really annoying to deal with 3 kicks. But that's why you have precognition. You can actually try to just spam fears, because fears and chaos balls are like a different school, you know. So if you get kick on fear, you can still cast chaos balls. So you can use fear just to bait kicks, just so people kick you on fear, and then you can go for the chaos balls, you know. Yeah. But yeah, remember that Havoc duplicates the damage that you do on single targets. It's really strong. Yeah, look, I literally did 800k DPS with pretty much just instance. I mean, it was a couple chaos balls, yes, but you know, it is really powerful to have Havoc just for the double coil and just for the double, you know, single target hits. The utility I already mentioned, you know, your gate, your portal, you can put it behind a pillar, or you know, far back from the fight, so you can kite at any time. You can just keep kiting. You have your dark pack, you have your resolve, you also have your hellstones. Oh, I forgot to hellstones. You have this talent, which will make your hellstones heal for a decent amount, and you have charges now. You have 3 hellstones per combat, you know. Before, or for example, if you don't use this talent, you will only be able to use hellstone once every fight. But if you're playing this talent, which I think is really good, you can use hellstone once every 60 seconds, once every minute, and you know, it will also heal you for a really good amount. Just remember that if you are in a battleground scenario, you will have to pick your own hellstones, you know, because let's say that in the BG, in the battleground, there is more than one warlock, and the warlock summons like a soul well here, and yours is here, and you decide to pick the you know, like the other warlock's soul well. You will not get the demonic hellstone. You will get the regular hellstone. So you have to pick your own hellstones from your own soul well to have the triple demonic hellstones, you know. Warlock is not like the easiest class, I don't think, because you have a lot of buttons. You know, you have a lot of utility. You have like a lot of uses for your spell. You know, like the curses, mobility, damage. You know, you have a lot of sources of damage. You know, like other utilities, soul rip, the reflect. You know, shit like that. But you know, like, you just gotta focus on, you know, doing damage. Try to avoid damage, because you know, warlock is usually getting trained. I main warrior, I make most melees. So when I see a warlock, I wanna go for the warlock, because I know that if the warlock is free casting, he will destroy my team. That's the thing. Like, warlock is usually getting trained because if a warlock is free casting, they will just destroy, you know. So playing warlock is all about getting your damage off and avoiding being interrupted. Avoid being trained. Avoid to being like, try to not give them uptime, you know. So for example, I have this macro here for the gate, for the portal, sorry. So you have Soulburn, which will give, like, warlock has a lot of utilities, you know. That's why it's not the easiest class, but it is really fun and it's not that hard to play. I mean, it's not the easiest, but it is definitely playable, and you can pick it up within a couple days of playing. But yeah, Soulburn, it's like a 6 second CD that will give extra benefits to your spells. Like your portal, you know, you press Soulburn, you press portal, and you have freedom. You are immune to C6, and you also have like a sprint for 50% of your movement speed for 4 seconds. Okay. It does the same for it doesn't do the same, but it does like another extra benefit for your gateway. It will make your gateway pretty much be like 1 second gust when you have Soulburn. The other thing is your health funnel. You know, when your pet is dying, and if you Hellstone first, sorry, if you Soulburn first, and then you try to heal your pet, your pet will be healed like drastically faster when you have Soulburn into health funnel, you know. I think that I have a macro for it too here. But yeah, those are the uses for Soulburn. But yeah, brother, this is like the insight that I can provide from Destruction Warlock. This was my first time playing Destro. I think that it was enjoyable. It was good. Some rounds you're just winning, you know, like overwhelmingly destroying the team that you're facing. Sometimes that can be really frustrating, you know, getting triple threat. I don't know, like, you know, like getting kick into stun, into another stun, into a field, not letting you do anything around. Those games can be frustrating and annoying. But overall, for Beast, I think it's a great class. Yeah, I don't know, like Warlock is always like a, you know, like it's literally a magician. It's like a dark magician, right? And if you're able to do what you want to do, you actually obliterate people. And it's a really good feeling. Especially with Chaos Balls, bro. It's like the most fun spell there is, I swear. So yeah, brother. So yes, I think I hope that this was helpful, Casey. You know, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if anything, and I'll be here. I'll be here to help. Fuck, I think that my game was muted the whole time, but you know what it is. All right, thanks for the time.